Hey twin, how's your day going so far? Mine's amazing per usual. I wanted to come in and sit down and have a little chat with you because there's just some things I'd like to reflect on for, with all of us that's been going on recently. So I know, twin, that you like to do social experiments. You really like to trigger others. Personally, I would, a couple years ago, my son really actually it was 3 years ago, my son really started listening to black metal, and I've always liked metal, but a lot of the fans, they just turn me off. But whatever, we're enjoying art, so it doesn't matter what genre, it's how it makes you feel. And I have a video about music that I'll post either in the description box or the end screen, we'll see. But anyway, so at the time I decided to start driving around with black metal blasting. I mean, I look where I'm going. I'm a very conscientious driver. I feel that in one of my past lives, probably the life before this one, I was a homosexual stunt car driver, and I actually died during one of my stunts. But I would drive around with the music playing pretty loud, and most of the time the reactions were from guys in trucks that wanted to race me down the street. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I see how you see how music affects all of us, everyone around us. And I mean, you do these social experiments all the time. The larger scale ones, twin, have been bringing you immense results. They've been bringing you the results that you've always been seeking, the results that you always knew you would come to. And I've been seeing a lot of vultures recently, and I didn't even know there were vultures in this area, in the San Gabriel Valley, up until recently. And they are turkey vultures, and vultures represent resilience, devotion, because they do mate for life, and commitment. I also like to call them the cleanup crew. Whenever I see vultures, that's a great affirmation of the 3D that the old timeline is being cleaned up, that the new timeline is being prepared. And vultures, they're scavengers, just like crows are. They're never gonna just like possums, just like raccoons. I mean, possums and any animal is gonna defend itself when feeling threatened. But for the most part, scavengers don't go around provoking. And it's like with this huge dramatic change, it's not just a social experiment, twin, but you're seeing how it's affecting society around you. I mean, we all are society. And to be quite honest, I'm just talking to myself here. Even when I'm talking to those closest to me, I'm just talking to myself. There is no us versus them. It's merely I against I. But, embodying the role that we're here to play as meat puppets, this huge shift that you've made within is showing you who's meant to come along and who's not ready. And it's even a little bit of second guessing and self-doubt, twin, that if you're even ready. But the universe is saying the time has come. And that no matter what, you are prepared. You have all the resources. You have all the power within. But it's like, I was crying in the shower today, and there's a lot of mixed emotions because I feel so much peace and happiness and joy for what's coming, for the people, places, and experiences that are meant for us, twin. But it's bittersweet because I also have this sadness and grief because those that we thought that we felt were meant to be in our lives aren't ready to come with us. And when I was dating my former ex, throughout the whole time we were seeing each other, I pretty much knew that he was going behind my back and cheating. I didn't know exactly. I mean, there was just a bunch of different things around that, but I knew he was cheating because he would say weird things, like he would tell me that he got a compliment on the necklace I made him, and when they asked him who made it, he actually told me that he said, "Oh, my friend made it," and we were like officially dating at that time. And I looked at him and I was like, "Well, did you get her number?" And he's like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Well, why did you tell her that your friend made it? I'm your girlfriend." And right then and there, I should have broke it off with him. Because, again, when people tell you and show you who they really are, you should believe them. Quit gaslighting yourself, twin. Kid, you gotta let them tell you their truths. Let them show you. Yes, actions speak louder than words, so While someone may say they love you, do they actually show you that they do? What do their actions say? They tell you they love you, but yet they can't be bothered to make time for you. They can't be bothered to have consistent communication. They can't be bothered to reciprocate the level of care that you give them, while we're each in our own, iteration, and you can't the only expectations you can put are on yourself, not on others. It is a matter of reciprocity. It is the more you go around depleting yourself, you really will have nothing else to give others. That's why it's best to just constantly fill your cup, because it will overflow to others. It will benefit others. I used to say, if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. And that's the same thing. So it's like I've said before, we're not here to save anyone. No one needs saving. Yes, in the 3D, there are situations where people need saving, like, fires, disasters, things like that. That's what I'm talking about. Your soul does not need saving. You are the soul. The soul is you. You're just here to show yourself what you can create and overcome, and how you can expand upon the joy and fun and love that you so desperately crave. It's not unconditional love to keep making excuses for others, because by you continuing to make those excuses, you're only limiting yourself. You're only holding yourself back. You're only standing in your own way. I'm gonna touch more on Alta because, again, I really felt that he was a platonic soulmate for me, that we were meant to be in each other's lives until one of us crosses, one of our cues to exit comes up. And there was just when we were first friends, when we were 19 and 20, living together, even at that time, I just felt so much competition from him. But I knew that there's so much he brings to this experience. There's so much magic within him. And it came to the point where I ghosted him because my former husband didn't like him at all. But I think there was some other reasons behind that I'm not going to get into. But you probably already know what they are, twin, because I'm reflecting you. So these people and situations are mirroring. But I stopped talking to him after my eldest was born. A lot of pressure from his dad to do so. And I just, was like, okay, well, I gotta put my relationship first. And so I stopped talking to him. And like, I had even seen him at one point at a market in our area, because I guess he was around there, and I had hid from him. And then when we reconnected like a few years ago, I told him about that, and he's like, oh, I knew you were there. And I was like, yeah, I know you knew I was there. I go, but I couldn't talk to you at that time, and I didn't want to start something that I couldn't finish, because I was still with my former husband. So when we met up, we started being back in communication again a few years ago. I was like, okay, this is great. Like, we've come back together at the perfect appointed time, and we're going to be the best of friends till forever, right? BFF. And once I started getting into tarot, even though it was activated by him, because when we started hanging out again, he's like, oh, hey, remember that one of those gals we went to school with? Well, I still talk to her. She got me these tarot decks and this and that, and I've been learning to read and blah blah blah. So he would give me readings, and for like about a year he was giving me readings, and then I started to do my own readings last year, and I would give him readings. And at one point when I gave him a reading, he was like, well, I guess you're just a better tarot reader than I am. And I was looking at him and I was like, what? You activated me. Like, okay. So I had brought that up to him at one point, and he was like, I didn't say that. And I was just like, yes, you did. I go, you're jealous of me. And he's like, oh no, da da da. And I'm just like, that's what you said. Like, and I've been learning to say things in the moment. That is a complaint that my former ex had, was that I didn't say things in the moment, that I kind of just let it fester and then bring it up later, and it's like, whoa. Anyway, so things to work on. You're getting better all the time, twin. Don't even be hard on yourself. But it was just all these different things. And then like, I started the channel, and even though he subscribed, he would never watch the videos, he would never comment, he'd never say anything about any of it. And like, I would tell him about different things, like at the Pride event, how they asked me to bless it or cleanse the energy. And I could just feel the seething. I could feel it. And then when we had been talking, like one of the last times that I was at his house hanging out, he was like, oh, I can't watch your videos because they're too personal. It's like I'm watching you be vulnerable. And I'm like, not every video I make is talking about my childhood traumas. Like, there's plenty of messages for all of us in all these videos. Like, does not necessarily tied to childhood trauma. And it was just that he was telling me he couldn't bring himself to watch me because he wished he was the one on the screen, but couldn't allow himself to be on the screen. At one point, he will. At some point, he will allow himself to share his story, become the star, and take center stage. And when that time comes, I will be applauding in the front row. But until then, there's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that I should do except what is for me. And we keep blazing this trail, twin. Because we're turning the unfamiliar into the familiar. It is a path less traveled, but it is becoming more and more frequented. We're just flipping the script. With duality aside, you are Truman, and you are the Watcher. And you're the whole scene, you're the whole stage, you're the whole set, you're the whole production company, all in the same moment. So while it feels sad and difficult and a little disheartening to leave those behind that you felt so integrated with. It's like you're leaving a part of yourself as well, because when they met you at the version that they could meet you at. And then now that you're continuing on and they haven't found the power within to proceed alongside, you're leaving that version of yourself there with them. But you know what, twin? The greatest thing about moving forward is that we're doing it together. Let's hold hands, okay? And don't let go. It's a wild adventure. See you in the next one. Take care.